2 sandwiches. I need a probiotic. Let's see here. So today, I got a few minutes. We'll roughly talk about gaslighting and not understanding a digital legacy. So who wants to come on? I'm going to take the first person. All right. So we'll say who this is. Nope. Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello, Martin.
How you doing, sir?
Doing great. How about you?
Pretty good.
Sorry, it's raining over here.
That's all right.
So wait, what'd you say you were going to talk about?
So today we're talking about gaslighting, Stockholm syndrome,
Oh,
and
okay.
what it means for my followers, right? People following me. So imagine you are somebody following me today, right? I get hurt and you decide to exploit my injury since I don't remember you, right? You exploit my memory for money, right? You decide to do that. So I have this person, Jean-Paul, who's upset that I blocked him, and I have this person, Tyler Cody, right? Tyler Cody works for the Air Force. Jean-Paul is trying to get into the Army. They're both upset that I blocked them. And I tried to explain to them, just because I get a traumatic brain injury and don't remember something for a little bit of time doesn't mean my memory's never going to come back. And even if my memory never came back, both Jean-Paul and Tyler Cody, participating in gaslighting for Stockholm syndrome, right? Them pretending that they did not know me, pretending they didn't participate in the cover-up of some things. What does that tell women and children watching those situations from the outside? Tyler Cody and Jean-Paul, I'm just using them as examples, right? When they allowed women and children to watch them publicly gaslight me, lie, right? Manipulate my psychology. Even if my memory never came back, they have told everybody in their lives, every organization, if you want to hire me, here's some information in my digital legacy that shows I don't have honesty and integrity, right? I have done things. I have participated in felonies. I've helped cover up crimes. Those felonies, those things that Jean-Paul and Tyler Cody participated in can be used against them in the future, correct? But more importantly, can be used against the organizations that they represent. Tyler Cody has given criminal organizations the opportunity to blackmail him to gather intel on his superior officers or anybody in his life. Does that make sense? When you don't practice honesty and integrity, can you guys hear me? Is that making sense? If you don't practice honesty and integrity when somebody has a traumatic brain injury, that's fine, right? That's your choice. But what you do is show all of the people online that those people cannot be trusted. Does that make sense? Tyler Cody and Jean-Paul gaslighting me and all the other people gaslighting me, what have they told other people about them? They can never be trusted, right? Their chain of command, right? And you think about Tyler Cody on the internet, publicly gaslit as a representative of the Air Force, showing entire generations, men in the Air Force publicly lie, they gaslight to cover up homicide, rape, torture, fraud, theft, right? Tyler Cody painting a picture. The Air Force does not care about the honesty and integrity or the oath they gave to join that branch of the military. When there's money involved, when there's flesh, temptations of flesh, right? Tyler Cody showing the entire country. If the Air Force hears somebody's been beaten, raped, and tortured to have sex with somebody, we as the Air Force are the first ones to line up and take advantage of that situation. We're the first ones to exploit that situation. Right? I blocked Susanna today. I blocked all of these people, but it's literally to teach children. 100. There we go. So we'll bring someone on. Hopefully we can talk about this, but they're telling everybody, right? You think Tyler Cody, we talk about code of conduct on the internet. He set a precedent that the Air Force and the chain of command will do whatever it takes to cover up homicide, torture, and rape, to take advantage of women who are sex trafficked. They will do whatever it takes. Now, does that come from a lack of education? Does it come from a lack of education? Right? They're just honest questions. When you do that, lost him again. Hold on. Go live. Now, this is a very good question. I hope somebody's live recording this. So somebody asked, why did I block Susanna? I blocked Susan because when you think about a traumatic brain injury, I was forced to give my username and my passwords. I was being waterboarded and tortured to some military men who work for Courtney Hunt. After they got my usernames and passwords, they had all kinds of fake conversations. Like I would sit back and watch my phone. Courtney would be like, oh, you're blocking me to protect me, aren't you? And whoever she gave the passwords to, or even herself, was just replying, yes, I'm trying to protect you. And then resetting those situations up so they're tied to my memory, so that I would probably go through it when they said, oh, you're blocking me to protect me. It's something they already showed me when I had a traumatic brain injury. So my memories would go along. Oh, yeah, okay. It's so that's how they'd use gaslighting and Stockholm Syndrome. She had fake conversations with other people on my accounts using my Instagram about trying to protect her. She needs my information, all of this stuff. But they were conversations she had with the men she used to torture me and get my passwords for my accounts. So then I told Susanna this morning, she's making comments. I'm like, you're making the same comments as Courtney did. I said, now, that reminds me, right, of the fake conversations Courtney had with the men that had access to my accounts about protecting her and saving her. So I blocked him, right? Does that make sense? Thank you. Right? You don't need a gun. There's children that watch this stuff. There's men in the military, there's men in the FBI, there's men at the local police department, there's men everywhere that are responsible for dealing with these situations. I'm teaching people, a whole generation of people, how do the bad people get away? Well, first you have to have somebody show up to my house and torture me for my information. Then you have to have somebody torture me to give you my password. Right? You torture me for information, you torture me for my password. Then you get my password and you have fake conversations with yourself about needing to be protected. Hello?
Hey, Martin.
How you doing, sir? Did that make sense?
I'm doing good.
Did that make sense?
Yes.
So when you think about this, I show up to your house and I torture you to get your passwords to your Instagram account, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then once I have your Instagram account passwords, I pretend that you are telling me you are protecting me. You're doing things to protect me. Even though you're not doing it, I'm doing it myself. I make all of these fake conversations about needing you and you helping me, and you're trying to protect me, but I'm misdirecting. I'm creating a fake digital legacy to to point people in the wrong direction, the authority.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting. So I talk about people. Here, I'm going to let you go and bring on someone real quick. God bless.
All right. Thank you.
Go live. Well, it's not that. I'm just saying, those same conversations. What's up,
Hey,
Biggie?
Martin. Sorry, I'm at work
That's right.
right now, but I can talk.
Did it make sense?
Yeah, I joined in at the tail end, and
So
as soon as
I'll start it so you can hear it. So people have broke into my house, tortured me and my wife for information to give to a Dr. Courtney Hunt. When they took
yeah,
when they also took the information, they tortured me for some passwords from an Instagram account.
like this one or
A previous
another
a
account.
previous one, right? I used to have my Babel physics project, anon guided and things like that. So I was tortured so they could have those passwords, and I just gave them to them. They didn't even have to torture me. They could have just asked me, and I'd have gave them to them. But I gave them to them on purpose, or caved into that torture, so that I could see what they wanted them for. And basically, I torture you, Biggie, so I can have your Instagram password, and you give it to me, right? And then I go around with your password, pretending to be you on Instagram, telling people, uh, I'm pretending to be Biggie. Biggie. I need to protect Martin. I'm protecting Martin. But it's really me who stole your passwords. I need to give Martin all this information. I've chosen Martin for all this. You're not having the conversations with me. You are the men that I had torture you, or I'm just doing it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And then, you know, so I guess I have a question for you about that regarding um there was a while ago where she had posted something about it was a video of a live video of your account where you were talking to someone and it was about the um like Amuse IC and everything,
Yeah.
you
So,
know.
so my wife is my muse. So I have this info. My wife is my muse. I talk, but my information. I need it. A man and a woman, a couple. I need my wife.
Yeah.
And Suzanne, Courtney Hunt gathered all that information, and then just had people beaten, tortured, and raped, and people murdered, so she could be that person. So I talked about needing that person on all of my accounts, and then she thought, well,
It was her.
no. She knew it wasn't her, but
Oh.
money. She went, this worth a lot of money. I can make it myself. How do I make it
Mhm.
myself? How do I make myself? How do I replace Martin's wife, Heather? How do I?
Yeah, you know what's even stranger about that? I've had a few conversations with Courtney, mainly just to try and get at the truth of the situation,
Mhm.
you know, trying to see where she might slip up in her own story or whatever. But there was one time where I asked her, like, what is your end goal? Like, what do you want? And she said, all I want is to be in the light with Martin and Heather when I die. And I thought, really? That's all you want? You wouldn't want everyone to be in the light? You want you
Well,
to be in the
now we're
light?
getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. All she wants is to be in my light. You think about the information. I talk about there's one teacher at the top of the world where everybody gets information. You stand in the right light and you get all that information.
Hmm.
Right?
When the air is cold.
Right? When you stand in the right light. But you can't, have participating in gaslighting and Stockholm syndrome.
Hmm.
Is she standing in the light? I mean, she
No.
literally on social media across for Islam, the Middle East, South America, Canada, the United Kingdom. She publicly gaslit and committed malpractice and fraud. Is that doing the right thing?
No.
But
And you think, oh, go
you
ahead.
see what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah.
that's fine. We're going to let women and children, we're going to let people in my house document me being tortured and beaten, asking for my passwords to my accounts. We're going to allow women and children to watch the military show up and take my information to give to a doctor. So I let women and children watch these people take my passwords for a doctor. I let women and children watch me be tortured so my information can be given to a doctor. I let women and children watch the police and some corrupt military men take my money to give to a doctor. While this doctor on the internet went, Martin chose me,
Yeah.
right? Martin needed me. Martin hunted me.
Hunt a court key, yeah.
Right? Yeah, a court key. Who's committing all of these felonies against me? I need a court key, and it turned out to be a Courtney.
Yeah.
But see what I'm saying? Yeah, I did hunt her,
Hmm.
but I didn't hunt her to use my information. I hunt who's behind all these attacks,
Yeah, who's the source?
right? Who right now? We documented a member of the military showing up to my house, and allegedly I was getting paid. Courtney sent some money that was, Martin, yada yada yada, but it went to that military guy who beat and raped my wife. He got the check. That's very eye-opening to record for women, to live stream that. Somebody come to my house
Wait, the book?
and
Or wait, they stole money.
they what?
Sorry, I missed that first beginning part. Money they stole from you, or was it from the book?
No, 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 no. Originally. So pretending to pay me publicly. So you send me a check, right? So you send me a check for information for whatever. But when the check came, right, you also had a military man take the check because the money was for them, right?
Oh, I see what you're saying now.
You
Yeah.
sent it to
Okay.
me, but I was just the pass-through so that you could pay the men who are doing the torturing and the raping and the killing.
The middleman, basically. You're their mailbox.
Yeah, like we're going to publicly pretend to give Martin money because nobody will pay attention, in the shadows. They publicly see him get the money. It looks like everything's on the up and up. But they don't realize, yeah, I got it. And then we recorded a guy in the military showing up and taking it. The guy that beat and tortured and tried to murder me repeatedly with an aneurysm, kidney failure, liver failure. And we recorded the military and the police coming to take more money from my front yard. But if you don't pay attention to the details, that's when I talk about women and children. It doesn't matter what anybody says. What did the women and children see? And they go, well, we saw the guy who's doing the beating, raping, and the torturing actually get the check for the money. We actually saw the military and the police take more money. We watched them being forced to work with a person while publicly being said, I hunted that person. We watched Martin get traumatic brain injuries over and over again so that he could be gaslit and forced to work with somebody. While that somebody keeps saying, I looked for them. No, you had people murdered, tortured, a lot of atrocities committed to pretend I looked for you. But I got to go. My wife's calling me. God bless.
No problem. God bless, sir.